Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel, Italy, a place to love. Okay, so today we are going into a new episode about the 20 regions of Italy. We are going to discover all the 20 regions and in alphabetical order after Lazio region. Today we are going to discover Liguria. So I'm going to read this article on this website italia.it, and so let's start discovering this beautiful region. Okay, northern Italy, we are talking about the northwestern part of Italy, and the region is Liguria. Okay, so we have a beautiful picture here. This is, I guess, is Cinque Terre area. That is a beautiful part of Liguria. Now, tucked away villages, secret little beaches, and superb nature, how enchanting Liguria is. Liguria is a wonderful strip of land enclosed between the sea and the mountains, with pastel colored houses and breathtaking views. With lush, unspoiled nature, many small towns to discover, and an incomparable culinary tradition, it enraptures the eye and the heart. Okay, now let's discover a bit the geography of this region, of Liguria region. Now let's start from Genoa. Now I will call it Genova because Genova is the Italian name and Genoa is the English name. So for me, it's much easier to pronounce Genova. Now, Genova is the capital of Liguria region. Okay, then going the eastern part of the region, we found the province of La Spezia. Then going back western direction, we have Savona province, and then the very last Imperia province is the one Imperia that is bordering with France. Then it's a strip, is a kind of line on the coast, is a strip on the coast that is bordering mainly, so this little part with France. The northern part is bordering with Piedmont region, and then is also bordering with Tuscany, and I think a little part with Emilia Romagna, if I'm not wrong. Okay, then let's discover more about Liguria. Let's see here. Now, a wealth of beauty between bays and historic towns. Sanremo and the Riviera dei Fiori, the Caruggi and the Aquarium in Genoa, the villages of the Cinque Terre, the beaches of the Golfo dei Poeti, and the island of Palmaria, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Liguria, with its varied ecosystem and spectacular beauty, is bound to win you over. Okay, let's go and let's enter into details of this beautiful region. Now, Liguria, a wealth of beauty between bays and historic town. A thin strip, as we saw anyway in the geographic map of Liguria, we saw that it's just a strip. Now, a thin strip of land overlooking the Ligurian Sea, Liguria attracts tourists from all over the world every summer. Okay, here we have another beautiful picture, mainly so because it's a strip and the coastline is all kind of rocky. Most of the coastline of this region is rocky, with few sandy beaches. But anyway, it's beautiful for who loves sunbathing and summery season. And so, let's read here. A perfect destination for relaxation and sea life, but also for sport and adventure. It is made unique by the many seaside villages that characterize the Levante and Ponente Rivieras. Between enchanting bays such as Portofino and the Cinque Terre, now Portofino and the Cinque Terre are located here in the eastern part of Liguria region, so is the part that is bordering with Tuscany. It's a beautiful place and is one of the most famous destination, in particular for very rich people who love to visit Portofino and to accommodate in Portofino. It's a very, very posh area of Italy. So Portofino and the Cinque Terre and large cities such as Genova, an ancient and glorious maritime republic. A plunge into nature and beauty, amidst rich traditional flavors and picture postcard views. All right. Now, let's see here we have another map of Liguria region. As we can see, this is the thin strip. Then we have Piemonte region and France here, bordering France. So Nizza, Cannes, Menton, Saint-Tropez, all these locations, these very fancy location of the southern part of France. Anyway, they're bordering with Liguria region. Okay, let's read a bit of history, origins, and historical background on Liguria. Now, this is a picture of Genova, as you can see, full of old palaces. Anyway, we'll find out more in the details now. The earliest traces of the Ligurians, a population of Indo European or pre Indo European origin, date back to the Neolithic period and are found at the site of the Caverna delle Arene Candide in Finale Ligure. Finale Ligure is a beautiful holiday destination here. Later came other Celtic and Phoenician tribes and then the Romans, who made it the ninth Augustan region. With the fall of the Roman Empire, the territory was occupied by Goths, Byzantines, Lombards, by the King Rotary, and then the Franks. A Mediterranean trading power during the late Middle Ages, Liguria was a maritime republic from 1099 onwards. Yeah, so Italy has this period around the year 1000, so where we had the maritime republics. So there were four maritime republics who were ruling, let me say, the entire peninsula. So starting from Genova, from the Maritime Republic of Genova, then we had Pisa Maritime Republic, then we had Amalfi Maritime Republic, and then the last one was Venice Maritime Republic. Okay, so then in the end, Amalfi and Pisa, they kind of start losing the power, and then in the end, the last two powerful maritime republic who lasted a bit longer were the Venetian, the Venice, and the Genoa Republic. The Republic of Genoa, vying with Venice for supremacy in controlling the routes between the Mediterranean and the East, lived its golden age under Doge Andrea Doria, with the expectation of a small interlude under the Visconti, France and the Holy Roman Empire. Now, Liguria and Genova linked their fortunes to Spain through an alliance with Charles V, initiating the period when rich merchants became important bankers. With the decline of Spain, Genoa was besieged by the Piedmont of the Savoy until the Napoleonic conquest. With the establishment of the Ligurian Republic, the annexation to the Kingdom of Sardinia, now we have to understand that the Kingdom of Sardinia in Italy is the kingdom that refers to the Piedmont region, which the capital is Torino, and is the kingdom who made the unification of Italy in 1861. But it was called Kingdom of Sardinia, just to let you know the dynamic of the Italian unification. We might be confused by seeing Sardinia and we might think that Sardinians were ruling, while no, was ruled by Piedmont, by the Savoy family, okay, aristocratic family of Savoy, with capital in Turin, and then they made the unification of Italy. Even before the unification of Italy, the region was one of the leading areas of the Industrial Revolution with a role in the development with the other nearby points of Milan and Turin of the industrial triangle. Yes, between Milan, Genova, and Turin, this area was called the industrial triangle. Now, the main cities in Liguria. Let's start reading. Symbol of the Riviera dei Fiori and city of the most famous Italian song festival, Sanremo, as an almond-shaped historic center, traversed far and wide by the stairways leading to the highest part as well as the typical narrow carruggi. Now, let me spend 2 words about Sanremo. Sanremo is a beautiful town, extremely beautiful. I visited several times. Is one of the closest town to France, so has a lot of, let me say, southern French influence. And then the narrow roads in all Liguria region, all these narrow roads in all the towns that have the name called Carruggi. Now, enjoying the extraordinary views, shop in the jewelers and luxurious boutiques that crowd the old town, try your luck at the casino dating back to the early 20th century. Now, the first thing you have to do in Genova, is to abandon yourself to its fascinating chaos, letting yourself be seduced by the many attractions that attract tourists from all over the world. The 16th century old port, for a start, together with the nearby aquarium of Genoa, the largest in Europe. Here you can admire 70 tanks with 15,000 animals of more than 400 different species. Take time to wander around the historical center, visit the Cathedral of San Lorenzo, then city's most important church, the Ducal Palace, and the Palazzi dei Rolli, the most prestigious building in the historical center that were once the homes of nobles' families. Now, Genoa is the sea. To the east of the city lies the Tigullio Gulf, a succession of marvelous inlets such as Portofino, Paraggi, the Bay of Santa Margherita Ligure, San Michele di Pagana, and the Gulf of Rapallo, as far as Zoagli. Beaches and marinas where tourists combines with glamour. Now, Tigullio sounds like, for me, reminds me about pesto. I don't know why pesto from. Okay, we all know pesto, and we'll discuss a bit later. But anyway, as soon as I heard Tigullio, I think about basil and the pesto. The pearl set in the center of the Golfo dei Poeti, the poets, the Gulf of the Poets, is La Spezia, a popular destination for tourists in all season. With its beautiful Art Nouveau buildings, many churches, museums, and gardens, as well as a beautiful waterfront dotted with palm trees and flower arrangements. It is a small jewel of unquestionable charm. Be sure to pay a visit to St. George Castle, a fortification built in the Middle Ages for defensive purposes that dominates the cityscape. Finally, Savona, an ancient city rich in history that in the past revealed Genoa. One of its symbols is in fact the Priamar Fortress in Savona, a large defensive complex located near the port and built to demonstrate its supremacy over its competitor. To this day, it is the most important military fortress in western Liguria, despite a long period of neglect. Yet, unfortunately, some beautiful building constructions are a bit abandoned, but anyway, it will be the time to look after these beauties surrounding all over Italy. Now, what to see in Liguria? 6 unmissable destinations. Start reading. In addition to the Aquarium of Genoa, a must, especially if you're traveling with children, the Cinque Terre, a UNESCO World Heritage wonder located along a wonderful stretch of coastline on the eastern Ligurian Riviera, are not to be missed. Monterosso al Mare, Vernazza, Corniglia, Manarola and Rio Maggiore, linked by Via dell'Amore, the road of love. Timeless little gems, perfect for exploring even in a few days. Also, plan to spend some time in Golfo dei Poeti, a wide and deep inlet, at the center of which is La Spezia, stretching from Porto Venere to Lerici. So we are talking about the eastern part, or the very eastern part of Liguria region, among churches and ancient villages, perched medieval castle, and of course, dream beaches. Also worth visiting in the area is Palmaria, a beautiful UNESCO World Heritage Highland opposite the village of Porto Venere. If you can't resist sunbathing and sea paddling, take a trip to Baia dei Saraceni Varigottis. I've been several times. It's a beautiful beach where I used to enjoy because it's not far driving from Torino. Famous Golden Beach awarded the Blue Flag. This was the mooring point for merchants from Byzantium. Finally, Sestri Levante, the city of the two seas. The village is in fact joined to the mainland by an isthmus, a thin strip of land that divides the Bay of Fables, where the marina, from the smaller but even more picturesque Baia del Silenzio, the Bay of Silence. Now, the unusual places of Liguria, to stop for the curious. Let's read. Away from the beaten track, you should visit Bussana Vecchia, a hilly hamlet in the municipality of Sanremo that is a lively artistic village built on the ruins of an abandoned medieval village. Now, Bussana Vecchia is not the only town, let me say, that has this kind of renovation nowadays. Because, for example, there is another beautiful town, always in Sanremo municipality, called Dolce Acqua, an extremely beautiful town. And then we have as well Apricale, another beautiful town. Now, another little known destination is the Grotte di Toirano, located in the province of Savona. They offer numerous caves from which you can admire a spectacle of stalactites and stalagmites, as well as the archaeological remains of the Grotta della Basura, which houses the remains of cave bears and prehistoric men from the upper Paleolithic period. Okay, now here going to the typical products of Liguria, four specialities that we cannot miss if we are traveling to Liguria, and here I guess every one of you who is watching know what this is. So we are talking about pesto. Let's start reading. Wherever you go, you will smell its enveloping scent. The famous basil, growing luxuriantly everywhere here, is a much used ingredient in the area's cuisine and the main ingredient of the very tasty pesto alla genovese. Try it in the traditional version or in the light version, without garlic, although the Genovese people will turn up their noses. I mean, I understand. It's kind of not eating the pesto if you're going for the light version. On that note, try Vessalico garlic, which has an intense, almost spicy flavor, but a more delicate aroma. Also typical is the focaccia ligure. Focaccia is a type of pizza that you can find technically anywhere in Italy, in any place. They make different focaccia everywhere. So also typical is the focaccia ligure, which the Genovese also eat for breakfast with their cappuccino. Try the focaccia di Recco. Focaccia di Recco is one of the most famous. If you are interested to know, it's enough to Google it and you will see what I'm talking about. A Ligurian delicacy without yeast and filled with crescenza cheese that will win you over forever. And I have to say that is true because each time I've been eating this focaccia, it was simply over, simply amazing. simply tasty. If you are a cheese lover, your palate will thank you. This is an area of raw milk cheese production, such as Precinchua, Formaggetta, and Ucabanin. For these delicacies, as for many local cured meats, we have the Cabannina, a prized native Genovese breed of cattle to thank. Yes, in Italy, kind of every region has its own kind of breed of cattle. Okay, events in Liguria and an opportunity not to be missed. Among the many events that Liguria hosts, choose the most famous, the Sanremo Festival. Yeah, an Italian music festival held between February and March, which since 1951 has attracted artists and tourists from all over the world and monopolized the television schedule for several days. Yes, I have to say that in these days, it's usually lasting a week, and all the Italian eyes are watching this celebration, this music festival that, anyway, is the most appreciated music festival in Italy. Okay, my friends, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy me talking about another region of Italy. And so I'll wait for you to the next episode where, in alphabetical order, we are going to cover another region called Lombardia, said in Italian. Okay, my friend, I wish you a lovely day. Put like and subscribe if you like this type of videos, and I'll see you to my next video. From Italy, a place to love YouTube channel.